Yeah, well, so we'll skip the answer, but I had to propose the hypothetical. Go ahead, Diggle.
Just
What do you
just
got
be
for
like,
him?
I would walk it off. That's
Yeah,
all you need to know. Like, don't give me the I would walk it off. No matter who. Not telling you for what side.
Word is I'm bringing home the bacon. Word is they don't see what it take to make it, but the word on the street side make it look easy. No flattering, cool, way too easy. Word on the...
Welcome, folks, to another edition of the Diggle's Diamonds podcast. As always, I am your co-host, Ben Diggle. Joining me as always is none other than David Bentley, Esquire. Sort
yo,
of.
retired.
Yeah, retired. And also joining us this week from Huntley, Kyle Zebel, and
Hello.
from Richwoods, Jarek Quinn. So we're going to talk to each of these men about the weeks they had and a little bit about their ball clubs, and then we'll talk a little bit more about uh, some other guys from around the state. But first, we want to start. Both these young men were in the same place today. Uh, Gentlemen, your impressions of today's Cubs game.
Phenomenal game today. I mean, couldn't get a much better day and couldn't get a much better ball game. Cubs walking them off in the ninth today.
So yeah, as you might have guessed, they were both at the Cubs game today. Um, who had better seats?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
I
Um,
had some really bad seats, but we ended up moving down. So we were
I'm
right
honored
behind home
tradition,
plate.
JQ. Good job, Kyle. What about you?
I was all the way in the center field bleachers. I mean, it was pretty good, like viewpoint, but I mean, I wasn't very close to the field or anything.
Yeah,
See, but
no,
that's
that's a
still
good spot. I
that's
like
a place
those.
to be, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Nothing like being in the bleachers at Wrigley. That was having spent most of my early 20s there. I can vouch that that is a good place to be. If you guys want a fun fact, one of my best friends from high school, when he graduated from Bradley, his first apartment was at the corner of Waveland and Sheffield, kitty corner from Murphy's. So literally, all I had to do was drive to his apartment, park in his spot, and like walk 15 feet to Wrigley.
Yeah, I know.
It,
I can picture that place, that building. I was,
Greatest apartment ever, 3 bedroom in the basement, and it was just. I think we lived there for a whole summer.
yeah, that's a good spot.
Shout out to Ryan Pearson. All right. Um, well, having started that, let's go ahead and get into it this week. Mr. Bentley, I'll let you take the lead with Mr. Ziebell.
Yeah, Kyle, we've been wanting to have you on the show for a while, and this week, with you helping lead that rally against a good Barrington team with a bomb in the fourth inning, 2-run shot, I believe. We figured it was a good time to have you on. So welcome to the podcast. Kyle's middle infielder, mostly shortstop at Huntley, the Red Raiders, off to a nice start as a team. And also yourself, I've got you down for 13 runs, 2 homers, 3 steals. That seems about your style. You're always walking every time I check a box score. Um, and you're a Lakeland commit, which brings me to my first question. What led you to commit to the Lakers?
I mean, the recruiting process at first was like pretty slow with the transfer portal and everything going on. And I visited a couple places, all over the place, and then I ended up calling Julio, and I got set up a visit with him. And when I got on campus, it just like felt like home right away. The environment was where I wanted to be, the culture, and the coaching staff was very welcoming. And I mean, at the end of the day, I really just wanted to go to a place where I was wanted. I didn't want to like be like questionable around the bubble going somewhere. I wanted to go somewhere where I was originally wanted.
Yeah. Hey, Diggle, didn't you have a new fun fact about the Lakers home field getting some advanced restructuring or
Uh,
something?
yeah, they're adding a indoor facility along. Gosh, the knowing how the field is set up down there, I believe it's the third baseline. Because
You think that'll be done for Kyle?
I think it's supposed to be used by next fall. I think
Okay,
so.
beautiful.
And then, of course, they've got just like us. They've got the on-campus apartments, so you won't have to
Yeah,
go very far at all.
Yeah.
I have been to those apartments, as I'm sure you have, Diggle. I have slept on the floor of one of those apartments.
That was
Sean
that was
Sullivan and
well,
Courtney
I was gonna say
Barr.
that was year two when Alexander and who else was
Yeah.
down there?
Well, we had Rusty Gibson, Andy Kratz. I'm probably
It was out. Whoever lived with Alexander was living in the same apartment complex as Yates when we were sophomores.
It could have been Nick Babcock, Sean Glatz.
No, I think it was whoever was playing ball at Lakeland. It was Alexander and somebody else. Anyway, here nor there.
Um, Kyle, can you give us, and I know this is, feel free to keep this answer short or long, however, but what other schools had your interest besides Lakeland, if you're willing to share?
I was talking to UW Parkside for a while. I was talking to Maryville for a bit because Jameson, my friend's going there. I know you know Jameson.
Yep.
I was in contact with Grand Valley State, Heartland, Parkland for a little while. I was interested in them. And then there was a couple other schools, but yeah, that was mostly it.
Those are all good programs. Some high quality JUCOs, high quality D2. So last year, go ahead, Dave.
If you don't mind me asking, Kyle, what became the deciding factor? Like, how did you sit down and kind of weigh your options and decide that Lakeland was best for you?
Definitely the coaching staff. When I went to Lakeland, I sat down and I actually talked to Julio and Gabe Black, the hitting coach, for probably about 2 hours, and we had a great conversation. And after that, I kind of just knew that was going to be the place for me.
Nice. I tell kids that a lot. Like, you're gonna know it when you feel it. Like, it's not very rarely is it a hey, I've got to make a pro and con list between two or three of these schools. Like, usually when you get there, you're just like, oh yeah, this coach and I get along real well. I like his development program. Like, he's addressing like what I think I need to improve, stuff like that. And it's hardly ever like a real, not saying it's not a difficult decision, but your gut tells you.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Kyle, you mentioned Jameson Rapinchuk, who was your teammate at Harvest. This year, you're at Huntley. What can you tell us about an adjustment like that to transfer into a new school, new teammates? Wanting to belong with the new teammates, and how that's been for you.
I would say for some people it would be very difficult, but I mean, living in Huntley my whole life, like I grew up here. Even though I went to Harvest, but I grew up here. I went to middle school in Huntley. So a lot of the kids I'm playing with now, I knew for a very long time. And I ended up playing like Little League with them and travel ball, or I ended up playing travel baseball against them. So going in, I was like very confident in myself because I feel like they already kind of knew what I brought to the table and I knew what they all brought to the table. And they've all been very supportive of me. So it's like been very welcoming and very easy transition, honestly.
Did it help having Liam Nash join you as a transfer there? Because
It
he was
did.
in the same shoes as you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a hypothetical. I didn't clue you into this question, Kyle, but this is a tough one, maybe, but probably not, because you're currently with Huntley. You guys are full steam ahead. Who wins in a 5-game series? Your Huntley team this spring or your summer ball team, top pick 17U last summer with James Fiegelson, Josh Zemer, Cannon Baxley, who we've had on? Who wins in that series?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
You just put that kid's mind in a pretzel, man. Like that's a no-win situation.
I waited for the last question and I'm like, I got to get him on something.
That's a tough question.
Because you're already got to be thinking like, I don't want to offend the new teammates.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, because you know the answer or at least have a gut feeling. But honestly, I just wanted to propose, like, I think I looked it up. You guys were like 26-7 last summer. I mean, that squad was ridiculous, especially the lineup nothing against the pitchers. They were fine, Nate Moline and company, but your lineup was just you basically with you, Fiegelson and Cannon Baxley, that's like three starting shortstops on pretty much any high school team in Illinois. So I saw that roster and I'm like, gosh, damn, I mean, just loaded.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, so we'll skip the answer, but I had to propose the hypothetical. Go ahead, Diggle. What do you got?
Just be like, I would walk it off. That's
Yeah.
all you need to know. Like, don't give me the. I would walk it off, no matter who. Not telling you for what side. Now that might actually be a question you want to answer. Which team would you choose to play for?
I definitely my top pick
That's-
team.
Yeah.
That was a fun group of guys. I'll never forget playing for that team for sure.
Nice. All right. Well, we've tortured you enough. Let's bring in Mr. Quinn. Jarek, I got a text from Mr. Bentley on Monday, right as we were taking on Lincoln Land, and he said, "Hey, you might want to check out Game Changer. Your boy from Richwoods is on the verge of something. Not wanting to jinx you, of course."
Yeah, I had put like the emoji where the guy's giving the shush
Yeah.
signal, and I just kind of danced around what could be occurring because I did not want to jinx you. I was getting play-by-play updates also from Mr.
Box.
Wright's dad.
Oh,
No, not from Brian Quinn, from Mr. Wright's dad, like out by out from the 6th inning on.
Nice.
But
Nice.
yeah,
we
pretty
thank
special.
Nate Wright for his contribution to the podcast.
We do.
Jarek, talk a little bit about that. When was the last time you threw a no-no?
I've actually never threw a 7 inning no-hitter. Last time I threw one was probably 10. Like went 4 or 5 innings.
Okay.
Run ruled some team down in St. Louis.
Okay. What stood out about this one? Was it the pace of the game? Was it the way your stuff was working? What sticks out in your mind?
This one, I feel like it was my efficiency from the second inning. First inning, I threw 20 pitches, and then the rest of the game, I threw 72 in the last 6. So that's 12 an inning. Pretty efficient.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right where you want to be. The standard question there is, how are you being treated in the dugout? Like teammates avoiding you?
I was actually the first one. I mean, I was the first one to notice. I don't know if my coaches probably noticed too, but I noticed around the 3rd or 4th inning. I was like, okay, I haven't been allowed to hit. Yeah, I might as well not allow to hit the rest of the game. And then some of my teammates were asking me if I was going out for another inning, and I was like, bro, just look at the scoreboard. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't get it for a second, and then they were like, oh, I get it.
I got some inside intel that you were relying a lot on your cutter, which maybe you had not shelved, but kind of not used as a primary pitch for a little while. Is that accurate? Because it came from your dad, so I assume the answer is yes.
That is pretty accurate. I kind of changed it around to like a slider type thing where I use like a knuckle grip kind of. But yeah, the cutter is what I've used as probably my best pitch since like 14U. And I've used it like a little bit, but for my slider, cutter, whatever, I've been using a different grip, but I changed back to my old one just for that game. I threw 2 bullpens in between my last start and this one because I had like a week and a half.
I messed around a little bit, liked how it felt. Oop, you got us? Jarek, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. It just connected to the car.
Ah!
Yeah,
Nice.
I think he just rolled into the driveway.
Yeah.
He
Nice.
said he was like 2 minutes away.
Oh, I got you.
Jarek, I mean, I remember I saw you throw and I had clocked your cutter at about 84 with some good movement. Is that kind of where you like to keep it? or do you want, as your velo increases, want to go even higher? Because some people like it as almost like a off speed, but um, if you throw it hard enough, like Mariano Rivera, it can really be your number one pitch. Do you like the speed that it's at now, or are you looking for it to get harder as you continue to throw harder?
Well, I feel like with all my pitches, I can throw them at a different speed depending on what I need to do. Like sometimes it's more of a slider, throw it a little slower, get a strikeout, or cutter, like kind of blow it by him. Not really, but just like a little fastball with movement.
Nice. Talk a little bit about the coaching you've had here, and let me tell folks about like your what you're around. Obviously, you come from a baseball family. Grandpa was a heck of a ball player, good umpire. Dad was a heck of a ball player, freshman All American at Western Illinois, first Journal Star Player of the Year back in '92. Um, and that would normally, everybody be like, oh, yeah, it's no surprise that Jarek Quinn's good given his genes. But then you go to Richwoods and you get the added benefit of working with Mike Dunn, the former Rookie of the Year with the
Pirates.
Pittsburgh Pirates. So, I mean, just talk a little bit about what your family's been able to give you and what Coach Dunn has been able to give you as far as helping you to this point.
Well, I've had good coaching growing up with my dad and my grandpa. Um, and then travel in high school, I've had a bunch of good coaching,
Mm,
young guys who kind of teach me like the mental side, really. But
okay.
Coach Down's been great. He's helped with my development a bunch, tell me what like the right things to do in the off season, the right things to do in pregame. He's really good pregame and in game with like pickoffs, uh, mechanics. Like uh, he's a real good in game coach. He helps
Nice.
us get wins.
What about Dad? What's Dad taught you?
Well, he started me off well, but there's only so much like you can teach someone, like a certain person. So I feel like once I started getting really good coaching in high school, um, that kind of gave me the next step of
Do you feel like Dad kind of stepped aside when you got to high school and got into the travel program and got with Dunn?
I wouldn't say stepped aside. I would tell him like what my coaches were telling me, and then he would help me focus on it when we would go practice and stuff in the field, and his own stuff that he
Yeah,
taught me.
very cool. Very cool. Well, you're coming to play for the Cougars, good old ICC. What what did we have that sold you on us?
Um, First people that reached out, first visit I went on, first offer. You know, I waited a little bit to weigh my options, but I wasn't really interested in many other schools that reached out. Um, and then in the fall, I knew I wanted to make my decision fall around the fall time because everyone makes their decision there, and I knew I wanted to commit obviously before my senior season and just have it out of the way. But also, uh, there he played with my dad in college. Uh, I've been in contact with him, throughout like my life because
Yeah,
he started with my dad, and I played in that fall league at ICC, uh, and he's just been great. Uh, Good, very good coach.
very cool.
I,
Very
I
cool.
put him up there with any other coach.
As would I, my friend, as would I. Hopefully he's getting ready to dust off a spot on the mantle for the MWAC Coach of the Year if we can stay at the top of the league. But we'll see what happens. Um, David, you got anything else for the young man?
I'm going to switch over to Kyle. Kyle, I forgot to ask you something.
Yeah.
Um, you've got your former teammates, Obed Lopez and Ben Mitchell at Lakeland. How much did that affect your decision to go there? And how much has it helped to get honest feedback on a school with two guys you've known and played with who are already going through that process right now?
I mean, it's been huge. I mean, throughout high school, me and Obed were always really close. I mean, when I couldn't drive, he drove me everywhere. Um, but yeah, me and him are on like we communicate on a daily basis. So he tells me I'll ask him questions like, what are classes like? What's the team like? What's the practice plan like? So it's been huge. And Ben is the same way too. Unfortunately, he did suffer a torn UCL in the spring, um,
Sorry to hear that. I didn't know that.
but yeah, they've been really huge in the whole process, and that was a really, really big part of me going there for sure.
Yeah, I think whether you're going somewhere like let's say you would have gone to Maryville with Jameson, it would have been you're both going in there together, but it's different because neither of you have been there to then give advice back. And having two older teammates like that, I'm not saying either one is better, whether you have the same age teammate going with you or a teammate that's from high school that's older that's already been there. But both those situations, I think, are so huge for the culture shock of going to college and playing college ball, which you guys play on both you guys, Jarek and Kyle, you play on some really good travel teams. So I think the level of play isn't going to be a shock as much, but college, no matter where you go, is different. It's very different. You get a lot more freedom. Jarek, you're going to be in your hometown, but Kyle, you're going to be like almost 3 hours away, 2.5 hours away. So to have Obed and Ben be there, I just think it's a great thing. Um, especially considering that Lakeland was one of your favorite options, and then to have their advice and their foresight, et cetera, experience to sort of seal the decision for you and put your mind at ease is great.
Yeah.
Diggs, you got? I'm out of questions.
I'm going to use Jarek here to kind of transition into our talking about other guys here. Jarek, yours, we had Jackson Aaron's on last week to talk about his back-to-back cycles and just his insane week that he had. But you guys at Richwoods have had a nice little run too. Haven't given up any runs and haven't given up any hits in 3 games this week. You, Lincoln Adler, Cole Myrna, Caleb Klausing, and Logan Henderson all combining to give up no hits and 3 wins, which is pretty incredible. Now, I'm fully aware who 2 of those wins were against, Peoria Central, and this is not to cast aspersions, but we all know that the other District 150 schools are not the strongest baseball schools. But
However,
still,
Coach Berto sent me a picture of the new Peoria High field that he's been working on, and
it's nice.
it's starting to get better.
It's nice. Yeah, they've done a good job down there. They've got some nice facilities. But Jared, talk a little about that. I mean, what's that do for the team confidence to go on a roll like that? I mean, a no hitter is a no hitter. Like so to not have given up a hit in 13 innings, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's done a lot for our confidence. Like early in the year, started off 0-6, I think. We didn't have much confidence until we started focusing at practice, practicing harder, and then we saw that first win. I feel like that just we can beat good teams now. Like we think we can beat good teams. We're gonna take care of the bad ones, but our pitching has been stellar last week.
Nice, very nice. Well, gentlemen, that's all we've got for each of you. So you're welcome to hang out. Or if you got to go, you got to go.
Or if you've been driving for 3.5 hours after a Cubs game, feel free to go to bed.
Probably need to take a leak. Maybe see mom and dad, let them know you're alive. The usual. But anyway, what's that?
You got a game tomorrow too. Got to pitch.
Yeah, absolutely,
yeah.
Man. Go get you some sleep.
Yeah, you're a young man. You'll be fine. No, but seriously, thanks both of you. Thanks for coming on, Kyle. It's great to finally get you on here. We've been looking to schedule you in. And, good luck to the Huntley Red Raiders. And, of course, my alma mater, the Richwoods Knights, on a nice little win streak. Jarek, I'll be catching a game soon at some point later this spring. Diggs, you want to lead off?
Yeah, I'll take off.
Let somebody go for it. And like I said, guys, feel free to stay on and chime in if you know some of these guys we're going to talk about.
I was going to talk about another friend of the podcast, Griffin Meeker,
Yep.
with a heck of a week. I think 10 for 24.
He's kind of had a heck of a month, or season, really.
Yeah. And Tremont is not scheduling lightly. Like they played St. Joe Ogden and Williamsville this week, two really traditionally strong programs. So
they
to do it against
Morton.
Played
their
Morton.
only loss, I think.
Yeah. So to do that against those teams, I mean, obviously we know Griffin's a hell of a ball player. He's going to Heartland. No doubt there. But man, he just, I think as well as I do, there's a target on your back when you are that kid. When you're, hey, this kid's going to Heartland, like I'm trying to take his lunch money. And
I got to say, like Pappenhouse too is really protected.
Yeah.
You got Andrew Dawson, of course, D1 guy. But Pappenhouse, to me, and I noticed it last year. We talked about it with their coach last year when we had him on. Like he's really provided some. You guys get on base, I'll bring you home.
Yeah, absolutely. So they've been a nice squad. What else you got?
I got to go to a guy that I have talked about way too much, but if he keeps putting up numbers, I have to keep talking about him. And that's
17 Ks is 17 Ks, brother.
17 Ks for Mason Rycheski out of Kennedy High. And, besides that awesome feat, I love the team that he did it against, the Solar Rio Sun Warriors. I had to get that in there. What a great mascot.
I believe that's Solario, by the way.
Solario Sun Warriors. Thank you. And on the season, Mason's 14.2 innings, 1.9 ERA, 32 Ks. I mean, he's just destroying people. And if he keeps doing it, I'm going to talk about him every week. There it is.
that whole pronunciation thing, and all of a sudden in my head flashed, what kind of last name is Poon? Comanche Indian.
I saw you like laughing hysterically while I'm talking. I'm like, damn it, you're throwing off my focus. Fletch always pops in my mind throughout the day. For you younger people, go see Fletch.
Not the new one. Not the one with John Hamm and Roy Wood Jr., although we love
John Hamm and Mad Men was great. And I liked him in Landman, but I'm sorry, not the new
1980s version.
1985, Fletch F. Fletch, Chevy Chase.
Yes, there you go.
Along with Otter from Animal House as the antagonist.
True. Both roughly had the same build from the waist up, anyway.
Outstanding. Who you got? Who else you got? I got two more.
You know what? I really don't have anybody else. It was kind of a weird week down here. Just kind of nobody really did like anything crazy. Just kind of went out and won ball games. So
I can go back to back. I got no problem hitting third and fourth here.
I'll dip in with the all name team at the end.
Okay. So I got two more guys to talk about, and then I'll do a quick score center, just a few 3 games that I thought were key, one of which I actually attended. So the next guy I want to shout out is center fielder for Lockport, the Porters, David Kundrat. Lockport sweeps Homewood Flossmoor, who's very good this year. Homewood is solid.
Yeah, they've got some talent.
In that series, Kundrat was 5 for 6, 2 homers. One of them was a grand salami, and he had 7 ribeyes in that 2-game series. I mean, that's swinging the lumber. And the next guy I want to talk about, near and dear to my heart, Ryan Alexander's nephew, former East Peoria Raider Jace Wilkerson at Monmouth College. He's a first baseman, right-handed pitcher. This week, Monmouth played their rival, Knox, the Prairie Fire.
Turkey
And
Bowl, baby.
yeah, and also Illinois College. And last week, Mr. Wilkerson had 3 homers, 8 RBIs, and a double. He is white hot. I saw the video. He's really swinging it well. One of those games, too, he went 3 for 3 with 3 singles and a couple ribeyes. So it's not just power, strikeout power. He's swinging the bat and making good bat to ball. And he is such a big dude. He really doesn't have to swing hard, but he does. And if he hits it, it's gone.
Yeah. Jace was one of those kids that, had a knee injury in high school that caused him to miss a really significant amount of time, like even from school, because he was in my my Raider hour, like our last hour study hall, and I think he missed a month. I can't remember what kind of surgery it was. I don't think it was your standard UCL. But anyway, it's great to see him recovered and back, and this is I think we're finally seeing what he's like at full strength now.
Yeah, I mean, to miss, your 17-year-old season in baseball, that's tough. The development in the growth, I'm sure he was in the middle of his growth spurt. He's about 6'3" or 6'4". He's a big dude. So yeah, it's very cool to see him there where I played, and obviously one of my best friend's nephews doing well on the ball time, and for Coach Alan Baterney. All right, I'll hit 3 Score Center scores. One game I saw.
You know what? I've got one. I forgot. I forgot about these young men. I should probably talk about them. Here in Central Illinois, we had kind of an interesting ball game. Eureka, which has been the kind of king of the 2A schools around here and king of the Heart of Illinois Conference, they went on the road to Deer Creek Mackinac, and they had themselves a heck of a ball game there in Mackinac. The host Chiefs come away with a 1-0 win behind their starting pitcher, Jerry Hahn, who goes 7 innings, gives up 2 hits, 7 Ks, 2 walks, and got a little help from his teammate, Drew Swadinsky, who doubled and drove in the game's lone run. The hard luck loser there for Eureka was Logan Wormnest, who scattered 7 hits, but struck out 10 and walked just 1. So a really nice battle down there. The DMAC Chiefs are looking like they're in pretty good shape here. So
yeah,
should be a team to watch.
Those small towns, DMAC, a couple others, always put together good ball teams, and it's good to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What do you got for your Score Center?
All right. So my Score Center, I went up to Caneland on the windiest day I can ever remember being at a ball game. But at least it was like 65. They played a good St. Charles East team, and they edged them 6-5. It was Hayden Foster for Caneland going against Nate Moline for St. Charles East. Mr. Foster is a Purdue Northwest commit, Moline, Elgin Community College. And, as far as offense, Caneland's first baseman, Nolan Clayson, 2 doubles, 2 ribeyes. And then our buddy Cannon Baxley came in for a long save, an inning and 2/3, struck out 5, did give up a bomb to Gavin Fuscone, and it was a bomb, but managed to hold on for a save. Dylan McCabe, Athletes HQ guy for St. Charles, was on base 3 times with an RBI. It was a good game. It was my first game to attend this season, and I enjoyed it, except for almost getting truly blown into the cornfields. You got another you want to highlight?
No, but I do have our submission for the all-name team.
Hold on to it.
All right.
Let me do one more. Lyons Township took 2 of 3 from what I think is kind of their rival, OPRF, Oak Park River Forest.
Yep.
My favorite part of the series, though, was game 3. The Lions freshman pitcher, Tommy Cavalier, 6'3", 200 pounds as a freshman. He's touching 90. He goes 3 2/3, allows 1 earned and 7 Ks. Keep your eye on that dude.
Yeah, that's an automatic follow right there.
I mean, he could be 6'7" by his senior year, 220. That's a big boy for a freshman. And Lyons Township has been playing some really good ball. And they've, I believe, on the cusp of entering PBR's sacred top 25, power 25, or whatever they call it.
Sure. Absolutely.
All right, now we can get to the name game.
All right.
Banger baseball name of the week.
This one had to be Nolan Ryan, junior center fielder from Bartonville Limestone, the alma mater of Hall of Famer Jim Thome. Nolan is a center fielder and a left-handed pitcher, so not exactly like the original Nolan Ryan, but 80 great awareness by dad to, I'm assuming that came from dad, maybe not, I don't know. Maybe it was like grandmom's dad's name or something, but either way, it turned out spectacular. On the season, young Nolan is hitting 289, usually hitting in the 9-hole, rolling the order over for the Rockets, trying to get back to Evan Daxenbickler. 289, 1 double, 4 RBIs, 8 runs scored, and 6 steals. And then he jumps on the bump and has yet to surrender a run in 11 1/3 innings with 14 strikeouts and 5 walks from the left side. It was upper 70s on Monday when I saw him, or pardon me, that was Wednesday when I saw him. So it's in there. He's a nice little ball player. He's the kind of kid that comes out of Limestone and usually makes some JUCO coach real happy.
6 bags is what jumped out for me. That's a lot this early.
Yeah.
Like we had Mr. Ziebell on. I think he only has 3 or 4. And he's one of the fastest dudes that I saw last year as far as baseball speed. So 6 steals that's some Willie Mays Hayes type stuff there.
Agreed.
So I will counter your banger baseball name of the week with Zane Caves out of Manuka, Southpaw.
Nice.
He not only has an awesome name, but he's ranked 14th in the state.
Okay.
For class, and he's going to be a Spartan. He's going to Michigan State. This dude brings the cheddar, and with a name like that, perhaps someday a scout will give him a second look if he's on the bubble, because that type of name it garners attention.
Absolutely it does. You got any games in mind for this week?
I have not looked at the schedule, so the answer is no. I have nothing that I've taken a gander at yet.
Gotcha. I know this week in the Middle Illini, it's Dunlap.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dunlap Limestone, East Peoria Canton, and I forget who the other one. And then I think it's Morton and Washington. Let me see here.
While you're looking, I just quickly found something for me to go watch.
Oh, it's Washington Pekin, so it'll be Morton Limestone. There you go.
Yeah, that's going to be a good series.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Since I do live in Geneva, I have to give a little love to the 11-1 Geneva Vikings, who Mr. Locascio mentioned as a bubble team for his Power 25. I mean, they're knocking on the door. Mason Breach, Nola Hallahan, Mr. Wendell, the coach's kid, are all Abraham, the catcher. this is a good squad. They've got the St. Charles North series this week, so
Ooh, nice.
I will have to take a gander. Probably the at Geneva. I think 2 out of 3 are at Geneva, so I'll catch one of those.
Nice. Love it. Well, folks, we thank you for joining us, and we hope this has been entertaining, and we hope that you'd keep joining us week after week. So I saw
Go watch Fletch if you
Yeah.
haven't seen it. Younger people, Fletch, 1985. It's probably on Netflix or one of the 700 channels that we all have.
Unreal. I honestly think I'm about ready to get rid of cable or YouTube TV because I have no use for it.
We have Hulu, and it's a very reasonable price. And we're pretty happy because the Marquee Network made a deal with Hulu
Oh, yeah.
right before opening day and made my life much 10 to 12% better. Now that I can watch my Cubs usually choke, but today they walked it off.
They tried to give it away early this time.
Jeez.
Giving up bombs to O'Neal Cruz and Brandon Lau.
The pitching injuries are killing me too.
Oh, yeah. It's insane. It's insane. So, well, folks, we thank you, and we'll catch you again, same time, same bat channel next week.
Peace. Peace in the Middle East.
Which there's not.
No. But really, has there ever been, except